Imagine, you're installing Windows using the official image from the Microsoft website, either Windows 10 or 11, and boom, you're on the desktop, but it's totally empty. A completely clean system with no OneDrive, widgets, or extra apps from the Microsoft Store, and the system is running super fast. And no, this isn't some custom build, it's a clean, fresh Windows image. Today I'll show you how to set up something just like this. Let's get started. The essence lies in creating your own answer file for Windows. An unattended answer file is an XML document that automates the Windows installation, eliminating the need to manually enter parameters such as language, product key, disk layout, and user settings. If you've ever created a Windows image using Rufus, you've probably seen options like skip hardware checks and Microsoft account. These settings are all stored in an answer file, which you can embed in the Windows image. This lets you automate the install and create a unique, optimized version of Windows. There's actually a really handy website that helps you configure this for Windows 10 and 11. Alright, let me show you the settings I personally use. Step 1. This is where you set up language and region settings automatically. Important. You can't pick a system language that's not included in your Windows image. You can also add extra keyboard layouts if needed, or just skip this step and select everything manually during installation. Step 2. I disable Secure Boot Check and force Windows to install without an internet connection. This way, I don't have to sign into a Microsoft account or wait for updates. I also disable PowerShell pop-ups that run setup scripts. Step 3. I leave this unchanged so Windows generates a computer name automatically. Steps 4, 5, and 6. I don't touch these settings. Step 7. I choose to enter the product key during installation. From experience, even if you have a key, it's better to activate Windows later, after finishing setup and checking if everything works fine. Unless, of course, you enjoy talking to Microsoft support. Next step. I usually add a local user account during installation so I can manually enter a username every time. But if you're setting this up for personal use, just preset your usual username. Account lockout policy, I leave this at default settings. File Explorer tweaks. For regular users, the only useful tweak here is open File Explorer to this PC instead of quick access. Everything else is best left alone. Start menu and taskbar. I set the search box to icon mode so it takes up less space. In Choose Icons to display in the taskbar, I edit the config so only File Explorer stays pinned. I disable widgets. I also hide the Task View button and disable Bing search results in Start Search. I remove all pinned apps from the Windows 11 Start menu. Other tweaks: I disable device encryption. Caused me more trouble than it's worth. I turn off the Edge first run experience. Visual effects stay as they are. I add this PC and Recycle Bin to the desktop right away. Wi-Fi settings skipped. All diagnostic data disabled. Dark mode turned on immediately. Wallpaper settings left for later. We'll add them to a script. Removing unnecessary apps. I'll list all the pre-installed apps with a brief description so you can decide what to keep and what to remove. Just pause the video and check them out. Adding custom scripts. Now scroll down to scripts to run whenever a user logs on for the first time. I've set up a script that checks for an internet connection first. If the internet is available, it opens 4 tabs in the browser. Ninite.com, a safe way to install the latest versions of essential apps. NVIDIA driver page for GPU updates. AMD driver page for Radeon GPUs. Intel driver page, same but for Intel. After that, the script looks for a file called background.png in the root of any connected drive. If it finds the file, it copies it to C:\wallpapers and sets it as the default desktop wallpaper. If you have a favorite wallpaper you want immediately after installation, just drop the file onto your USB drive, and Windows will handle the rest. Final steps. Scroll down and click Download .xml file. Go to the Microsoft website, pick your version of Windows 10 or 11, and download the Media Creation tool. Then just create the Windows image on your flash drive as usual. Once that's done, drop the answer file onto the flash drive. Don't change the file name. If using Rufus, disable all extra options in the pop-up window when writing the image. If using Ventoy, for multi-boot flash drives, overview of Ventoy's main features is in the video linked above. Open Anyburn and click Edit Image File. Select your ISO file. Drag and drop the XML file into the app. Click Create Now. And that's it. I've already created an answer file for you with a few tweaks for better performance. The result is a totally clean system. I'll drop the XML file in the video description. If you're curious, open it in Notepad+, or on the website schneegans.d/windows/unattendgenerator, select the Choose File and Import File, and see for yourself what's changed, added, or removed. And if you know how to work with this stuff, feel free to tweak it to your liking. Now you can install a fresh Windows. The video on how to install Windows in the tip. And by the way, this will take way less time than a normal installation. And here it is, just as promised, a clean system with no bloatware and fewer background processes. It'll run twice as fast, whether it's Windows 10 or 11. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and let me know in the comments if it helped you. It really motivates me to create more tutorial videos for you. I'd also be happy if you checked out my other videos.